All right, everybody, it is 4th of July. Happy Independence Day for everybody here in the U.S. of A. So what's been going on with me? Well, first off, do I have this music turned down low enough, or is YouTube going to pitch a bitch about this music? You know, I don't know. We'll see. Got my scooter outside, out right here out the garage door. Doing a lot of riding lately, and I've been doing a lot of lifting lately. And that's where I've been. Work has been busy. Been busier than hell. Busier than hell. Working like a young man. And, with the pace. And it's been hotter than shit. So while it's there, you got to make it. So I've been, banging out the work. Then by the time I get home, I got the same shit around here that needs to be done. So I have to prioritize because there's just not enough hours in the day for an old fuck like me. So I get cleaned up, I get to the gym, I come back, I get some more food in me, and by then it's about time for me to get ready to go to bed and start all over again. So I haven't been doing a lot of videos, I haven't been doing any, as you can see. But I'm back on board now. I'm going to catch up somewhat. Been going through some changes in my life, sorting some things out. Basically, I've come to the inevitable conclusion that I've been doing things, I've been kind of fucking up. I've been sidestepping for the past 10 months, just kind of sidestepping and trying to fill my life up with other stuff, that invariably I need to get to the place where, that I'm completely alone and that I'm figuring out where I'm going and what I'm doing and who the fuck I am now, So, for me, big part of that's always been working out, taking care of myself, trying to maintain my fitness level, and I've been going like hell with that, making really good progress. I think this is my last hurrah in that regard. I made the decision. I'm going to go ahead and put some muscle back on and harden up at the same time. I know I've said that, but I haven't really committed to that. I haven't prioritized that like I have now. So it's working. Made a lot of progress in the past 2 or 3 weeks. But, I am at that age. I do realize that I can't walk around carrying a lot of body weight much longer. I'm pushing 60. I'm not doing anything really that I consider risky or extravagant. I've never really been one to do anything like that. There was a period of time for maybe 2 years in my life where I pushed the boundary a little bit, when I was really large. And, but I was trying to do something. And I gave it a certain amount of time, and there was a box. And anything within that box I was willing to explore and try to throw at my body to see how it would respond, to see where it would get me. And to be quite honest, 100%, in my heyday, I was as big as anybody. As big as anybody, as muscular as anybody, have really good genetics for all that goes along with all of that. But, I realized that I was also a dad, and I realized that it wasn't worth my while because I have a career, and which I've refocused on that again. I've refocused on the things that I need to be doing. Got to work, so I need to be doing the best that I can there. I need to be making the money while I can still make the money like that, and if I really want to just go ahead and get back in pretty good shape, then I need to do that, not just talk about it, contemplate it. I need to do that. And the direction that I have been going, in my relatively new life, was too busy And I'm not gonna lie, it was a burden and a huge expense. And the biggest aspect to all that, in arriving at the conclusion that I need to chop off some dead wood and just get myself together right now. First, primary focus. Maybe not to the exclusion of other things that are important, but not in a narcissistic way, but in enough that it does matter, and I need to really toe the line, and I can't half step. And babysitting others, spoon feeding anything that won't get out of the nest and fly on its own, it's not going to get you there. You know what I mean? I just can't keep carrying all that. The original idea when we decided, or I decided, I'm the engine pulling all these cars, and when I decided that I was going to have like a gorilla house, the whole point was that we were all going to take this time and dedicate it to improving ourselves, calling each other out, keeping each other on point, inspiring and motivating each other, and to try to create an environment that was supportive and conducive to making it as probable and as effective and efficient as possible for everybody involved to achieve that. And that's not where it went. Not where it went. When Burl was here initially, it was rough because it was a new thing for me. I wasn't in the best mental state at that time, but we were making progress. It was working. But now, after 10 months, overall, it has not been a success because people, won't name names, but people are not improving. People are not holding their end of the bargain. They aren't, that was the agreement. And now it's to the point that everybody, it's not everybody, it's not that many people involved, right? But we have people that are brothers that are not, they're not carrying their weight, man. No matter what they think, they're just not. They fell back into their default mode, and I'm carrying it. I'm carrying too much of it, and I don't mind doing that, but it has to be going somewhere. We have to be going somewhere. There has to be a destination. I can't drag anybody along. They have to pick up their feet. They have to improve. They have to move. Can't lay around like a dead body, like a corpse, just laying around all day long, watching television, while I'm out in the heat busting my ass. No, you got to try harder than that. You have to succeed. You have to gain ground. You have to be grabbing the next rung on the ladder. You have to be pulling yourself up. I don't care if it takes a long time. I don't care how slow it is. I don't care if you slip down a little bit. As long as you reach back up and keep pulling yourself up. But if you're not going to pull yourself up and you're just so comfortable that that's it, you figure, fuck it, I'm just going to tread water. Well, that's not, there's no point to that. There's no end game in sight to that. There's no progression there. So, in the end, now I've come to terms with the reality that all the detriments, all the drawbacks, all the liabilities of that, I'm not fucking going to endure that anymore because it's not improving. Initially it was, but it's not. And, I mentioned Brother Burl, awesome brother, good dude, man, good dude. And, if Brother Burl were here, I know that it would have been a lot easier to keep things on point. A lot easier. When you have 2 out of 3, it's easier for that third individual, to come around. But, I'm not here all day. I'm at work every day, and it's just too much. It's just too much to have to keep pointing out, hey, you need to do this. Hey, maybe it's time to, do this or do that. And when it's all, I'm not trying to insult anybody, so I'm not going to get really specific. I think you can probably use your imagination and figure it out. But uh, I can't take the responsibility any longer trying to point out to some other adult how they should live. You know what I mean? If how you want to live and how I live, if it's too far apart, you know, I can feel for you, but I just can't reach you. You know what I mean? So at that point, you know, maybe people need to find places where they're going to be able to just to do that if that's all they want to do. If that's all they want to do is just tread water and not improve, not hold up their end like that. You know, when you already agreed that was what we were going for, you know, 10 months is long enough. 10 months is long enough and we're not seeing improvement. You know, then what the hell am I doing? Beating my head against the wall for? You know, the resources, you know, that I've thrown at this hasn't paid off. It just hasn't, and I just can't keep doing it. You know, simple as that. You know what I mean? I know I'm probably being a little obtuse, but I'm not trying to insult anybody, man. Not trying to insult anybody, man. Not trying to say anybody's a bad person. They're not. But people need to put in more effort. And again, I mentioned Brother Burl. I'm not talking about Burl in this regard at all. But you know, a ball and chain, at least a ball rolls. It's easier to pull a ball along than it is to drag an anchor. You know, you dug in. And that's your default, and that's what you think a man's supposed to do, and you're happy with your life that way, then, you know, more power to you, brother. And again, not Brother Burl. I think you know who I'm referring to. You know, that's not for me to decide, go ahead, but we agreed to something different. And if you're not going down that road, and we can't make these improvements, and it's always the same old shit, then, after 10 months, man, it's time to chop dead wood and figure, okay, well, that didn't work. So what am I left with? I'm left with my shit together. You know, I can't get my shit together and your shit together at the same time. I just can't continue to do that, man. It's just too much. It's just too much. You know, I don't have all that kind of training, you know, or educational background for that. Level of dysfunction, you know, is a lot. You know. So, that's where things stand. Basically, since I've been out here on my own like this, I've pursued something that hasn't proffered. You know, so let's pursue things that do proffer, and those are things that are in my control. It's not for me to tell another man how to live, or you know, how to clean, or how to, I don't know, get up and go to work, or how to, you know, it's not for me to you know, God only knows, can't relate. So, things that I can improve on, you know, just the stress relief, the cognitive dissonance that clears up just through training and working out. I've always had that. So I'm going to focus on that from myself. And, you know, I've always preferred to train alone anyway, to be quite honest. You know, it's not like we're back in the day when I had equals next to me. You know, men who towed the line. Brother Carl, Chip, one of the best workout partners I ever had. Brother Ray's my brother, man. Ray. Hell of an MMA guy, just a hell of a good dude, and resourceful, survivalist. You know, another awesome training partner that I had, one of the best training partners I ever had. You know, if we were back in the gym together training, man, we would both be profiting from it. Both of us would be profiting and moving forward. Because these are men that every aspect of their lives, they move forward. That's what they're striving to do. So. And recently, I reestablished a connection with a really close brother that I hadn't seen in like 40 years or something like that. We were best friends in high school. We were around each other 24/7, and training together, fighting together. Training, lifting weights or martial arts or combative training, whatever have you. And now, 40 years later, he's happily married. He's grown into a responsible, resourceful man. Both went to the military about the same time. He started working out before I started working, lifting weights wise. He started riding before I started riding. He's got 2 years on me, I think, age-wise. Brother Ed. And today, Ed teaches survival skills. He teaches bushcraft, self-sustaining type of skill sets. All that's in his wheelhouse. He does all of that. So you're going to be seeing Brother Ed around. And I'm going to get back to the core stuff of, training on a level, hanging out with, other fucking men that are on my that we all have areas where we need to improve on, as everybody does, every human being does. But I'm not going to be the engine that pulls along everybody else anymore, at least not for now, And I'm not pulling anything that doesn't have wheels to roll on its own. That's just, it can't happen, Anyway. That's where things stand. So that's what it is. It is what it is. I guess that's it for now. It is Independence Day. I did go to the gym today. I've been doing a lot of riding. Having a good time now. And this is something I should have been doing from day one. I'd be a lot further along, and I have plans and things I want to do. I have aspirations too. Where am I going? What am I going to do? Well, I think I'm going to open a shop. I think I'm going to head further into the sticks. I think I'm going to get up and get out of here, Anyway, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm up to. Saturday night shit shows will resume this coming Saturday, and I have a new call-in segment I'm going to call Stump the Chump. So who's the chump? I'm the chump if you stump me, and if you stump me, you win a prize. So what do you win? Well, you win, I don't know if you can see that banner from here, I guess you can't, some sport formula, and you have your choice. They have many products out now. Brother Jimmy, awesome guy. He's got a lot of stuff on the market. It's all top-notch stuff, largely used by professional athletic teams. If you go to sportformula.com, you can find out all about it. I've been using the multivitamin, which is a lot more than a multivitamin. Finally, it's labeled as a multivitamin. I know Brother Jimmy, it kind of burned his valves a little bit when I always refer to it as a multivitamin supplement, but that's what I took it for. And everything else that it brings into the game, brings to you, is all just icing on the cake for me. I count on it to fill in the blanks with the micronutrients, and it does that in spades. I absolutely can tell the difference if I'm using Sport Formula twice a day. That's the sweet spot for me. Anyway, a lot of ground to cover, a lot to talk about. Some other videos I want to get up today. Get a video up today why I don't use creatine. What do I have against that? We're going to talk about it. And I think I'm going to have a segment, or I'm going to do a regular thing called Cycle Talk. Or we can talk about any kind of cycling you want. You want to talk about motorcycling, we'll talk about that. You want to talk about anabolic cycles, we can talk about that finally. All right, so that's it for now. I got some grilling to do today, of course, because that's just the American way on Independence Day. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, having a nice 4th. Even if it's not Independence Day for you, wherever you are, it's still the 4th of July. God bless. And take care. And I will be back very soon, today. So stay tuned, if you will.